Hey, Coach.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Coach's Corner. Tonight live from Kent, Ohio.
Kent State, we're playing tonight.
That's right. Guys, thanks for tuning in. You know, it's been a long time. It seems like forever since we played a hockey game.
Yeah, absolutely.
This will be 3 weeks out. Coach, how do we prepare for this to knock the rust off early in the game? Talk about last week's preparation.
So, I'll go back as far as 3 weeks. We went up to RIT, and we're extremely successful, started putting the puck in the net. And it really opened up things as far as confidence goes. And then we come back, go through a week of skills. A second week of we begin to prepare, become a heck of a lot more physical in week 2. And then this past week we've been exceptionally sharp, like playoff sharp, and I expect that to carry in. When we come down and play Kent State, we know it's always a tight game. It's not going to be what they call fire wagon hockey. We're going to have to take advantage of the things that they give us and create our opportunities and be super mindful. When we're on the road, look, you're an IUP hockey fan, you know that we go to the box every once in a while. It's important that we're on the road, that we have a great deal of discipline, especially here at Kent State as we open up big-time league play tonight.
Yeah, so you bring something up, an interesting fact. It's the league starts tonight for us. We're behind the 8 ball a bit as far as playing games in the league. Some teams have played 2-3 games. This is our first game out of the chute. And we understand and we realize that we have a target on our back, Coach. And, we get everybody's best effort night in and night out because of that. And how do we set our mindset to be able to cope with that? You know what?
Hey, we really don't think much about it. We didn't really even talk about that we're defending the CHMA championship for the first time here in 24-25. It's one of those things you don't have to say. The room was pretty positive. We were probably ready to play about 4 o'clock today. So we don't really think about it, and it's certainly something that's built into our jerseys today. We talk about the fabric and the culture of our game and just our identity. When we put the sweaters on, it's an automatic hard to play against and, championship quality and effort.
Yeah, I think the fact that we played a tougher schedule preseason should help us a little bit as well, Coach. We played Lawrence Tech, we played Westchester, 2 fairly good hockey clubs. We're hoping that'll help us. That being said, you still got to play the game between the lines, and, we hope the boys are ready. Talk about how difficult it is these days to put a lineup together for IUP because of all the depth we have.
It's tremendous. I want to talk to you, just about what you said about the teams we're playing, our schedule so far, the path that we've cut. We've learned a lot along the way. You kind of follow us. You look Friday to Saturday. Sometimes it's a bingo machine on who's playing with who. I think we have a lot of that figured out. Moving Hunter Fairman to the middle and giving him a lot of speed with Trent London. I'm really looking forward to what that line brings. And Shane Miller has just been one of those silent, just snipers. No matter where we put him in the lineup, there's production. And just as far as how we go and how deep it is, you look up and down our lineup, and it's tremendously hard to make the lineup, and it's exceptionally hard to stay there. So we're looking to look upward and play upward, and outcompete each other and just win as a byproduct of that.
Yeah, we looked this weekend back before even the season started and thought this was really a pivotal weekend for us. It's our first defense of last year's title, but we go up against 2 quality hockey teams, and I think we won it that way. I think it makes us more focused and ready to play. We're looking for a good effort from the IUP team. Coach, anything funny or anything good you want to add?
You know what? I love sharing the road meal situations. Tonight we broke the mold. We normally eat 30, 40 times a year at Olive Garden.
Coach, we don't. It's not that bad.
Yeah. So tonight we ate at I wish I could remember the name of the restaurant. Rockneys. And if you order a sandwich, there's this decent-sized sandwich that comes with it, and then 7 pounds of French fries with every meals. So coaches ate like kings. Players are over eating salmon salads and vegetables, and Coach Hanzo's eating this thing called a Terminator. So I'm not sure he's going to make it through the game, let alone the season.
I know. I don't need to eat probably till tomorrow around 3 p.m. But yeah, it was kind of good. I'm glad that we had an opportunity to get a great meal. But hey, listen, welcome everybody back. We're excited, and I know everybody else that's tuned in is also excited to see the Hawks play again. Bear with us the first few minutes. We'll get our feet under us and we'll put on a good show for the fans tonight.
Yeah, here we go. Talk
Thanks.
about structure. Thank you, guys.
to the Kent State University Ice Arena. Tonight's game features the visiting team, Indiana University of Pennsylvania Crimson Hawks, against your home team, the Kent State Golden Flashes. On behalf of the KSU Ice Arena and its staff, we welcome to all fans and participants. As the hosts, we encourage all spectators at tonight's game to keep in mind that good sportsmanship is expected at the KSU Ice Arena. The officials assigned to this game are
3 weeks and a long bus ride into Northeast Ohio. Finally, the Crimson Hawks are back on ice tonight. They're facing off against the divisional opponent, Golden Flashes of Kent State University. I'm Alex Donaldson. With me, Josh Yates. Welcome back, Josh. It's been a minute.
It's good to be back, Alex, for sure.
And we're excited for this game. Not only do these two teams have a very bitter history against each other being in the division, but they are both very large, how you can say that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could word it that way. Large is the nice way of putting it, but both of these squads have humongous men on the ice, and that's just it. So we're going to see a very physical battle here tonight. We got the first divisional game, or conference game for the Crimson Hawks, I should say. Kent State has seen a few conference foes a couple of times this season, but you know they're getting their first look here at the Hawks, and the puck will drop here right now.
The starting lineup out there for the Crimson Hawks on the right side of your screen in their black jerseys. In goal, Shane Paremba, number 40, has had 2 starts and 2 shutouts this season. So he looks to continue that streak. Ziemba Hambling on the defense. Hambling in a homecoming game for himself as he returns to Kent State. Shot fired in from his opposite man, Kyle Ziemba, from the point. The defenseman gets the first shot on goal and the first stoppage. And rounding out the starters, Jace Rearick, Spencer Johnson, and Shane Miller, the top line forwards for the Crimson Hawks. We'll have the Kent State starters shortly.
Yeah, just like you said, Alex, we see the second defensive pairing here for the Hawks, and Kyle Ziemba and Eric Hambling. And just like you said, I know we know, but maybe not everybody else knows. But I think there's a little grudge held for Eric Hambling here. He's looking to reestablish his name here in this Kent State Ice Arena, just for the other squad.
Yeah, we talked about the physicality, and now a turnover in front of the net, as unable to pull the trigger was Avellino. Hambling into the boards, and the puck this way. Miller going to send it up, and a bouncing puck will find the red line. Johnson sees it the rest of the way. For the first line change gets out of the way. The starters for Kent State: in goal, Nick Beck, number 31. J.J. Creighton, the captain, on defense alongside of Kyle Holmes. Cornell Kaibas, Mudge, and Avellino rounding out the top forward lines for Kent State. They're already off the ice as both teams already into their second rotation of players. The Golden Flashes charging up and finding the blocker of Shane Paremba. He holds on, and some pushing afterwards. Fairman in the middle of it.
Yeah, and just like you said, some words being exchanged right in front of the net after the first stoppage of play. But I'd like to go back a couple words that you said. But J.J. Creighton is a big name that's highlighted for the coaching staff here for the Hawks. He's a returning sophomore for the Golden Flashes. He statted 15 goals, 28 assists in 35 games last season, and was Kent State's point leader. And they're looking for a big season again for the Golden Flashes.
Yeah, and the 10 games he has played in for Kent State, he has 7 points, 3 goals, and 4 assists for the defenseman. Of course, on the other side of the ice, the Crimson Hawks, no stranger to putting up points, as Jace Rearick trying to get on the board as he sees that puck into the offensive end. Lost it, but London gets it back to the point. Soy with a shot blocked. And now Sanchez comes the other way. Sanchez rips one. Paremba got a piece of it, and it goes wide. Now around the net. Soy tracks the puck, takes contact from Sanchez in the corner. Puck up comes free. Donovan poking it ahead. Now the winger on this side. Can't tell from this angle, it's Rearick that got it past the red line. But now it's back to Sanchez. Sanchez entering the IUP zone. Sends one to the right of Paremba. Now another one. That time down low in the pad with the answer.
And it looks like the Golden Flashes are just finding a lot of early holes here in the Crimson Hawks defense, as they peppered a couple of shots on Shane Paremba. Like you said, 2 shutouts in his first 3 appearances as a Hawk. Tonight's his 4th appearance, but he stands tall on this first couple of shots.
17 and a half to go in the first period, and he was tested a couple times recently. The high stick bringing this puck all the way back to the Kent State defensive zone. The Crimson Hawks finally, it looked like they were going to get possession, but it's poked away from Boker. Now it's poked up ice. Adams, good job to track that puck. He keeps it in the blue line and sends it down low. Malloy has it. Back out into the slot, and Adams wasn't there in time. Now a stretch pass up ice from the wrong end of the red line. He's going to have to hurry. There was no icing, actually. Stand corrected. Clear by the Crimson Hawks back into the offensive zone. Kent State with some early breakout plays originating in the neutral zone, and this one no different. 3 forwards stepping up, taking a shot, and the glove save on Matthew Parker by Paremba keeps it a 0-0 match. Stretch pass up from the captain, sends it all the way across, and the shot to the left side of Paremba. Now it pokes free again. Behind the net, lost the puck. And this one going out of play. Cornell Kaibas just couldn't handle it. Bat that puck down.
Yeah, Alex, and we're only a couple minutes into the game here, but looks like the Hawks kind of have their backs against the wall in the defensive zone. And, the question going into this game, it's been about 2 weeks since they've played. And, the overarching question that everybody's been asking is, will the pause and play benefit or sabotage the Hawks? Will they get the rest that they need, or is it too much rest? That's the question. But I guess we'll see here as we're about 4 minutes into the first.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a relief for the coaches that bye week is already out of the way as Hoffman sends one into the glove of Beck. Or a Crimson Hawks offensive zone faceoff.
Yeah, just like you said, obviously we know in play, hockey is a huge momentum game. Probably one of the biggest. Momentum is certainly a killer or or an aid for teams, but that doesn't just apply on the ice. It applies off the ice, how often you play.
Well, the Crimson Hawks in the offensive zone trying to convert as a shot by Miola was blocked, and puck sits there in the slot. Now back out. Ziemba couldn't control. He steps back, takes one, and it's blocked by Kaibas. They'll try to take it up ice. A great play by Miola to strip the puck in the neutral zone. Hambling will head it the other way. Up the left wing, the defenseman. Leaves it. Intercepted by a Golden Flash, but a turnover, and Miller's shot was blocked. And if it weren't for the defensive stick in the way, he had a beeline to the goal. But he couldn't pull the trigger. Deflects into the offensive end. Hassled in the corner was Markowitz. He turned it over to Rarick, who scores. Looks like Jace Rarick, Jace Rarick on the board first for the Crimson Hawks.
I know.
And they will get the upset on the road, 1-0 early.
I was at a loss of words too, Alex. I mean, it kind of came up out of nowhere. The puck got turned around right in the corner, and Jace Rarick definitely has the skills, the handles, and he shows them off right there and just roofs it past the netminder in Nick Beck for the Golden Flashes and scores 1-0 for the Crimson Hawks.
In seasons past, the Crimson Hawks really excel in forechecking, but Rarick with another forecheck. Here goes 5-hole, and Beck stops him there. The netminder with a quick save on that dangerous opportunity. Like I was going to say, the Crimson Hawks forecheck produces goals for them, and we saw the first one a product of the last goal being a product of that. And then that last opportunity, another check in the offensive zone by Crimson Hawk forward, leading to a scoring opportunity. 5 minutes into the first period, the score 1-0. Crimson Hawks up. Rarick finishes his man on the boards. Did get the shot off. Paremba saw it to the corner. Now Rarick stutter steps and gives it to Soy. Soy sends one down the left wing. Beck out to play it. It's sent around this way. Come up with the puck. That'll be Kilway. Kilway getting it back, and he'll get this one past the red line on the second attempt. It's down low. The Crimson Hawks control on their own end. Ty Burkett back there controlling, giving it to Rarick. Maddox Rarick now. Looking on the right wing. Miller poked it ahead. London poked it ahead, but found a Kent State stick instead. And sent back to the IUP zone. Sela controls. Pokes this one this way to Burkett. Send it up ice. Another opportunity. Trying to find Fairman, and he's able to poke it to himself. There's that long reach, creating an opportunity, and now he gloves this one down and keeps this puck in stride. Hunter Fairman sends one to the slot, wipes out on the play, and the puck turned over.
Yeah, we saw icing is the call there, but we saw a little bit of that dancing that Hunter Fairman can do in the offensive zone. He's off to a hot start himself this season, as he netted 2 in the game against Rochester. One of the games against Rochester, he had 2 goals, 1 assist against the Rochester Institute of Technology is their full legal name. But he's very much a playmaker, and they're expecting a lot out of him this year, especially since he's been slotted in as the forward position.
No, I'm glad you talked about his weekend at RIT. It was phenomenal. The first night he was frustrated with his play, but the second afternoon, Saturday afternoon, he came out flying, put up 2 points, had a beautiful assist on his own scoring opportunity, and of course netted one himself. And the dynamic forward, they are making plays in the neutral zone, on the bench now, and that is why they keep him in the forward group. Somebody with that frame that is that dynamic can certainly make defenses puzzle. The face-off win, KSU has it. And I'm calling them that by their jerseys. I've never called Kent State by that outside of it. Either way, the Golden Flash is in the offensive zone. Nice interception there in the backhand. We'll send it back into the IUP zone.
And just there, we've talked about it a lot, but this stretch pass offense is a big thing that the Crimson Hawks are trying to replicate, every weekend. And it looks like Kent State kind of has their number here and has just been filling those long stretch pass lanes.
Now the right wing feed taken in stride. Turnover caused in the neutral zone by the Crimson Hawks. It's sent back for Hoffman. Now up the left wing, sent to the middle, Miola. Circles back, a smart play to send it to the slot, but it was batted down. An even more impressive play by the defenseman to break that up. I think that was Bryce Colpin with that defensive stick. Of course, Crimson Hawks getting things heated around the net. They're no strangers to the blue paint, and they will cause problems, even if it's in the first period. And the score currently sitting at 1-0 in favor of the Crimson Hawks on the back of a Jace Rear goal. Wild around for Hoffman. He leaves it for Miola. A stick battle there. Kent State comes away with it. A long puck sent up ice, will be wide of the net. And with just over 12 minutes to play in this first period, the Crimson Hawks will get another offensive zone face-off. This time, though, the first line coming out.
Yeah, and that's just great work by the fourth line. I know I might sound like a broken record here, but week in and week out, I mentioned a lot about the fourth line and how, they do a great job grinding and being super physical, even though they're not the biggest guys on the ice. But, they do a great job of playing bigger than they actually are, and they wear these guys out just in time for their first line to come on the ice.
Yeah, those boys play really hard, especially on that last shift, because the puck has been on this end of the ice outside of a couple icings for most of their shift and the start of this one. As the first shot glove down at the 12-minute mark by Beck.
And that's, you just mentioned it, but those first few minutes, again, like I said, the Hawks were kind of on their heels a lot in their own defensive zone, and it shows the maturity of this forwards group is, they're able to just flip the ice at will, basically, and, play the puck and play it their own way. Play the game their own way for sure.
Rurick's shot was blocked, but he's able to bat it in the offensive zone, keeping it inside the blue line, and a turnover there off the goalie. But Kent State controls off the boards, and it's the winger moving into the offensive end, bodied by Donovan. Now back to collect it. Golden Flashes are. Ostrickle sends a bouncing pass through the neutral zone, finds Soy. And the Crimson Hawks captain will feed Rurick. Looks into the middle and couldn't find Miller. Had that stick up high looking for the deflection. The gamble didn't pay off. Now puck sent into the middle. That time off the skate of Miller, and it sent to the far side, then in on goal on Paremba. He makes an easy stop. Like you said, contrast to the opening 2 minutes of this game, Paremba recently hasn't had to deal with too much in his end. He was ready for that. He was ready for that breakout attack, though.
Right, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Goaltenders might be the goaltender's worst enemy is time without shots, honestly. You know, there's a lot of time where pucks in their own zone. Of course, he loves to see his guys scoring, but you got to see a shot every once in a while. Make sure you stay awake.
Ziemba with a check along the glass. Now around his first man is Hambling. Finds the puck, keeps it moving forward, and he pokes it through the neutral zone. Another poke check, that time by Fairman. When you have a forward like that can just find that puck and poke it free and really solve a lot of issues in the neutral zone, especially it looks like this is where Kent State's attack is mostly coming from, is in between the two blue lines in the neutral zone.
There it is, that physicality that we mentioned. Is
an extra
not
push
exactly
there.
Sure where the puck is, but some sticks flying and some bodies hitting the ice. But
ooh, Hambling receiving a hit on the near side. The puck staying in, but pokes back out. Yeah, I don't think they knew where the puck was in the scrum either. I don't think it mattered. Creighton sends a bouncer. Cross the red line, intercepted by Malloy. Crimson Hawks winger sends it around for Fairman. They'll bounce one to the opposite side of the ice. Past the midway point in the first period now. Still a 1-0 game in favor of the Crimson. Bounce, or a high shot sent in, glove down. It's going to be Creighton. See, he has the pink tape on the end of his stick. You see all the stands on the far side as well. The think pick game for the Kent State Golden Flashes. We'll get into that a little bit more in a minute. But the Crimson Hawks so far playing the spoiler as they have the early lead. 9.5, and Paremba sends one to the glass. Burkett sends it to Adams. Now across the middle, Malloy. Sends one into the blue paint, and a stop by Beck will pause play.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the rink here tonight, dressed in pink. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Night here at the Kent State Ice Arena. So fans and even some players wearing pink in support of those who are bravely battling breast cancer or in memory of those who have lost their battle. So great cause here tonight. As you know, the guys in gold and blue look to back their home crowd.
That they do. Or they will look to do, I should say, with a shot on Paremba, another save. They're going to have to start getting shots in deep, or in, down deep in the zone, because a lot of their firepower is coming right inside the blue line or outside of the faceoff dots, and Paremba's going to see those all the time.
Yeah, and it's just that, we've talked about it before, but this Hawks, one of the Hawks' many strengths is.
Oh, turnover here! Saved by Beck. Where is it? It was under the pad, or the left pad of Nick Beck. And so close to getting on the board was Landgraf off of a defensive breakdown.
Yeah, and right on cue, just as I was saying, one of the many strengths is the strength in the defensive pairs that we have here as Crimson Hawks. And, they're quick sticking and very capable of, turning the puck around and getting quick breakaways like that.
Yeah, 200-foot game for the Crimson Hawks. Anywhere a forward is on the ice, they can receive a pass from the defenseman. Now one sent off the board. Soy intercepts inside the blue line, and now in the neutral zone, the Crimson Hawks have it. It's Miola. Kept it in initially, and the second attempt by the defenseman gets it out. It's Sealing taking contact, getting the puck back, sent it to the middle. Now Landgraf for the Crimson Hawks. Makes contact. A nice instinctual pass to find Miller, but he couldn't keep the puck across into the offensive end. Interception by Rierick on the clearing attempt. The second attempt finds its way through. Stepping up, Kaibas with a beautiful move on the back. And we are back. A nice save in the IUP zone. 2 on that last sequence. And Paremba standing tall to keep this one where it's at 1-0. Into the middle, Miller intercepts. And now Rierick on the near side has it. Sends one back to the middle, and Miller was tied up. Couldn't pull it. Quick pass. Finds Avellino. Sends it back to the middle. Creighton sends one wide of the glove of Paremba. Now off the glass and onto the stick of Avellino. He sends that one right. And a great block by Hambling to track that puck. You could see he was initially going for the shot block, changed his angle to cause the turnover, and the puck sent back the other way. Miller bodying his man and keeping the play alive as it's Ziemba. Puck battle, Miller gets it back. Fairman with a weird angle shot into the slot. Ziemba with a shot, and he finds the logo of Beck. 6.5 to go in the first. 1-0 the score remains.
And we see again early, in the first, early in the game, I should say. But, these Hawks just doing a great job of wearing out the legs of the Golden Flashes here as they're, just getting the puck in deep and doing a great job of maintaining their, offensive pressure.
Yeah, a lot of head shaking for the Golden Flashes as they head to the bench on their line changes. They are obviously frustrated. They have not been able to get sustained pressure in the zone. And Paremba handles that puck to keep IUP possession in the offensive zone. Along the board, Sela hit, and the puck tapped forward. Burkett controls. Round for Rierick on the near side. Maddox Rierick into the neutral zone. Creighton finds the defense off the turnover. And a breakout. Immediately started a nice step-up play by Burkett to put his man down in center ice. Now off the net, a weird pass from Sela. And the bounce controlled. Crimson Hawks live to tell about it. Turnover, Fairman now. Into the slot, and a low shot finds the pad of Beck. Rebound comes out, and it's gloved for another stoppage. And it seems like every time Kent State gets opportunities the other way, the Crimson Hawks are going back down, getting 2-3 shots on, and then getting the offensive zone whistle after. And obviously that's not a recipe for success, but it is exactly the Crimson Hawks game plan.
Yeah, exactly that. And I know I mentioned it earlier, but just again, obviously one of the keys to success is to strengthen the defenseman. I've said it, but you see huge hit by Ty Burkett there in the middle of the ice, stand up his man, and just immediately the puck sent back down the other way.
One-timer by Donovan. Speaking of big defensemen, he stepped up for the shot, but was just off the mark. Those bouncing pucks so hard to handle in the offensive end. Nice spin play by Boker to keep his man off the puck, but it's sent into the offensive zone. A centering pass, intercepted. Soy sends it up, but can't find his way past the blue line. Glove save, Paremba. Taking the shot was the point man Sealing. Now Malloy, the right-handed winger, steps inside, sends it this way. Boker takes the shot up high. And a blocker saved by Beck. Glove down by Ziemba. The second attempt gets it to Hambling. Sent into the middle now. Malloy stops, sends one deep, and the puck was bouncing with Hoffman in the area. And any puck can be dangerous if the Crimson Hawks are in the O-zone, and that one nearly a little bit more dangerous than it ended up being.
Yeah, just that as well. That play can attest for it, but the Crimson Hawks have a great, ice vision, hockey IQ, you could say, as you see Hambling. Knowing where he's at in the offensive zone, and he just kind of dances around the blue line and is able to set up a play.
Yeah, a lot of the Crimson Hawks play has been on these stretch passes here as Hoffman tried to get one into the middle after gloving it down. Now the turnover. Ziemba sends it across for the easy putting goal. Miola makes it 2-0 Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, just that, Alex. I just mentioned it right on cue again. Great hockey vision and IQ as Miola's just streaking down from the high slot, and Ziemba, takes a quick look around and sees him coming down and dishes it to him and buries it past him. So, score is 2-0 here with about 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first, and certainly putting the Golden Flashes on their heels.
Their ears were ringing.
Exactly that, yep.
Yeah, you're talking about the ice vision and puck knowledge and defensemen stepping up. All three of those combining for that Crimson Hawks goal as Ziemba just had to know where his forward was going to be to make that feed. And he put it right on the money for a Miola goal. Like you said, 4.5 to go in the period. We have a whistle at the neutral zone. The referee's yet to assess a penalty in this one. And this one will not be any different. Neutral zone face-off indicating offsides on Kent State. A win by IUP. Good play by Donovan. As he got it as far as the red line, but it was batted back in. Now Soy has it poked away. Donovan on the backhand. Sends it up. Miller tied up along the boards. And a bouncing puck finally finds its way to the offensive zone. Rierick trying to track that one down now. Miller forcing the turnover. And a whistle before the Crimson Hawks could get their shot off.
Stripes will discuss.
See where this faceoff ends up going. It looks like it's going to be a hand pass against the Crimson Hawks, and that's what brought it out of the zone. So that play.
I guess that'll be the call, as we see in Stripes tonight's Terry
Now Rierick
Stagmeyer
sends one in. Johnston streaking down the middle, had to cut in.
Yeah.
That can be dangerous. But now Kent State the other way, blocked in front. It was his own forward that got to it, and the rebound sent wide. Bouncing puck through the neutral zone, batted down, and another whistle. Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, linesman Terry Stagmeyer keeping kind of a tight ship here tonight, as you know, we're a little unsure of what the calls are on the last two face-offs,
Hey.
but regardless, they know best, and play will prevail.
If they do, I'm really not sure of this offensive zone face-off, but the Crimson Hawks will head into the face-off dot, and they have been occupying the offensive zone. Like you said, their last two entries have been whistled back, but an opportunity here, Fairman point blank. And a pad save by Beck. And the goalie staring down his man, and now the puck sent all the way through the slot to the IUP end. Now a line change for Kent State. The Crimson Hawks trying to catch him off guard. One executed too quick. And another turnover in the defensive zone. This time it was London that found the blocker. Rierick sends one to the left, and it comes out to Burkett. London to Maddox Rierick. Sends one in on net, poked away, and then this puck again poked into the IUP zone. A soft clear for Kent State, and they'll get a little bit of a change in.
Yeah, and you see a little bit of, you know, it's a new face for the Crimson Hawks, but a little leadership and captaincy from the goaltender, Shane Paremba, as he comes out of the net a little bit on those clears and, you know, directing his guys and, you know, trying to get them back down the other direction.
Hambling with a huge hit. That's going to draw a penalty. The referee immediately putting up his arm as contact was made. And it looks like Eric Hambling's going to get to see what the visitor penalty box looks like.
Yep, it's number 20 for the Hawks that's getting escorted to the box, and, you know, the home crowd's getting a little excited because, you know, it's a familiar name for them here, but
he's smiling in there, too.
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it.
Well, the coaches certainly don't. Going down shorthanded the first time in this game. This is the first man advantage, as mentioned. And it will go to the Golden Flashes. Sent out Creighton, keeping it inside, but Boker catching up to the puck, and he'll move it up ice. As it's stripped, he'll swing one in on Beck.
And like you said, our first look here at the penalty kill, the PK unit for the Crimson Hawks, and, you know, they've been pretty solid, you know, throughout the season on the PK, but, you know, we'll see if their structure can hold and if they can stand tall and eliminate this 2-minute penalty.
And the special teams playing well against RIT in their last showing. We'll see if they can continue their success tonight. Tie up. Good defensive play by Johnston, but the puck still controlled by the Golden Flashes. A great block by Fairman. Now to the far side. Kaiba sends one across, and the shot off the stick of Gabriel goes wide. We haven't talked too much about Kent State scoring, but we got to talk about somebody. Johnny Gabriel, number 27. He is the point leader for this team, 8 points in just 9 games.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, but 8 points and 5 of them coming, majority of them coming from assists. So it kind of tells you a lot about the type of player that he is. Being a pass first type of player. Of course, coaches will love that.
And so, a whistle, bring the puck down to the other end. Kent State guilty of an icing on their own man advantage. The Crimson Hawks still 34 seconds to kill off. Down 5-on-4. Face-off win by the power play unit. And they'll take a couple moments to consider as they head into the IUP zone. Now a bouncing puck, or a loose puck, I should say, in the IUP slot. Poked away calmly. Even when the pucks make it there, the Crimson Hawks defense playing physical and keeping sticks off the puck. Now that time, Paremba getting his stick on it to poke that one free. In the slot, the puck sent to the far side. 15 seconds to go in the period. As in the corner, the puck tied up. I think the Crimson Hawks will be perfectly fine seeing this one to the end of the period after getting 2 goals in the opening frame. Shot goes wide to close out the period. 2-0, the Crimson Hawks lead after 1. So we saw the Crimson Hawks score on a couple different ways, but the overarching theme of this first period has just been offensive pressure and defensive turnovers by Kent State. We'll see if they clean those up in the second period, or if the Crimson Hawks can continue to build their lead. 2-0 after the first 20. We'll be back in 15 with the second period. Good evening and welcome back to Kent State. The Crimson Hawks in town playing the Golden Flashes, and they are up 2-0 after the first period of play. The first goal scorer was Jace Rierick for the Crimson Hawks. It was a heck of a turnover, and the turnovers from that point forward didn't really stop for Kent State. But what are you expecting in the second period? Are they going to clean it up, or
you know, I mean, of course, for the Crimson Hawks, they're looking to maintain the exact same pressure that they applied right towards the end of the first period, and of course, the Golden Flashes are looking to turn that around and replicate it themselves, the pressure that the Hawks, put onto them.
With how the Crimson Hawks played against Kent State in that first period, I think that they will try to change the game plan and try to, instead of focusing on passing, skating more, and that one skated up into the offensive zone, and the shot went wide. You can tell the puck staying a little bit closer to the white jerseyed bodies, but the Crimson Hawks control. It's Maddox Rierick on the far side. Fairman couldn't get to it. The pass bounces through the neutral zone into the offensive end for Kent State. They have just not been able to get it past the blue line. They get it past here. He's trying to with that puck. It was Mudge. He had his shot snuffed out. But Mudge bodying his man, forcing the turnover and a seam pass. Blocked away by Ziemba. Man goes hurtling into the boards. And no call yet. Finally, the whistle will stop play with the Crimson Hawk down on the ice, but he was tied up by a stick, and I'd be surprised if the Crimson Hawks don't end up going to the man advantage.
Yeah, and we see a lot of the Crimson Hawks coaches giving it to the Stripes and letting them know their opinions. Is it's Jace Rierick that gets up and skates off on his own, which is always a good sign.
He will head to the bench just off screen. We'll see what forwards come out for the Crimson Hawks in the defensive zone draw. So far in the second period, we're only a minute in. That being said, the Golden Flashes looking better in the offensive end. A couple decent opportunities for him so far. They have yet to convert on Paremba, as the stellar netminder continuing his early amazing stint with the Crimson Hawks. Bouncing puck out, sent back in, deflects over the net. And Golden Flashes control in the offensive end. A small pass sent forward, and Avellino with a turnaround shot blockered away by Paremba. I'm not sure if it was his, I shouldn't say blocker, it was his glove side. I don't know if it was his glove or pad, but either way, that puck needed to get up higher to beat him, and Paremba saw it all the way.
Yeah, exactly, and a great amount of concentration from Paremba. As we heard the official shot counter from the first period as he went 10 for 10 on saves compared to shots that he was faced with, and he stands tall so far on the first couple that the Golden Flashes throw at him, and he looks as complete the same task.
A bouncing puck off of the shot block at the point by Landgraf finds its way to the IUP defense, and he finishes his man on the red line. Landgraf into the offensive end. He has his initial shot blocked. Now a bouncing puck sent to the other side, and the Golden Flashes there to control. A turnover there in their own end again, but they're better equipped to handle it. You can see their personnel. They're not leaving a solo man in their own slot. That's what they were doing a lot in the first period, and it resulted in more than a couple turnovers. But the Crimson Hawks overwhelm in the offensive end. Miller scores! He got the initial shot off, and that puck up in the air bounces its way across the red line. And the Crimson Hawks have a 3-0 lead with 17:44 to go in the second.
Yeah, certainly. The heads are dropped for the Golden Flashes down to the ice because, it's just a tough break for him there. It was a deflected shot off the stick of Shane Miller, and, kind of flipping up into the air. Nobody really knows where it was, and dropped in right behind the netminder and Nick Beck. And score now is 3-0. But just like you said, it's just the ongoing pressure and, on the forecheck that just causes the chaos that the Crimson Hawks are able to turn that puck around so quickly and so easily.
A stoppage at the right side of the ice as the net came off on that last goal. The goal does count. We continue to play. It's a 3-0 game for the Crimson Hawks off of another forced turnover by the Crimson Hawk offense. They have been just more physical, faster, getting to the puck in the offensive end. And there you go, Jeffrey Boker getting off of Creighton and sending that one down. And plays like that are how the Crimson Hawks have amassed a 3-0 lead. Now a bouncing puck there. Burkett couldn't handle it, and he did a good job to keep his man off the puck. But the Kent State Flashes in the offensive end control possession. Good poke by Burkett. He keeps it alive 3 minutes into this second period. Through the neutral zone, the puck comes back to the IUP end. And Burkett will control for IUP.
You know, the Hawks doing a great job, you know, on the few couple of chances that the Golden Flashes have had in their own offensive zone. You know, they're doing a great job pushing them to the outsides and, you know, just keeping that play, you know, outside of those face-off circles. And you know, it's definitely helping them out for sure on this, you know, on this drive.
There's that ice vision. Oh, that's, well, Ziemba just interrupted me with that beautiful move, but there was that ice vision to intercept the puck earlier on that drive. And, of course, Ziemba with that skill move, a huge reason why the puck is now in the offensive end. A deflection off of Hoffman's stick goes wide. Another shot. That one by Hambling. To the right of the net that time. Oh, huge hit in the corner. It's Miola throwing the body around this time. And a centering pass picked off. Crimson Hawks will control it in their own end. Until the Golden Flash is skating a little bit faster, a little bit harder, a little bit of frustration after dealing with the physicality of the Crimson Hawks. Tie up there forces Wild off the puck. And he's able to still throw a hit. And a bouncing puck will find Soy in the neutral zone.
Yeah, for sure. And a coach's nightmare whenever he sees, you know, these top three forwards skate on. You know, this fourth line, grinding line, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You know, they're some of the most physical on this Crimson Hawks team. And, you know, we saw Landgraf earlier open ice and then Miola down there in the corner. And, you know, they definitely know how to lay a body.
Yeah, a lot of the one-on-one battles. I mean, not only are they laying the body out there, they're also overwhelming the puck carrier, and that's what produced the last goal. And the goal before, or the first goal of the game as well, was a defensive turnover forced in the corner from single personnel in the area. The Golden Flashes just haven't been able to provide support for their own puck carriers in their own end to keep possession. They cycle back now, and Creighton has a turnover. Almost dangerous. It's forwarded through the neutral zone. Donovan stopping the play, but Avellino starts it back up. Takes a shot. That one off the pad of Paremba. He goes down after the play, but gets back to his feet. I don't know what happened there in the goal. We play on. 14.5. Tie up on the near side. Avellino fighting for it. He gets the pass out to the point. Shot goes up high and out of play. Off of the stick of the starter, Kyle Holmes. And the top line for Kent State, again, unsuccessful in the offensive end despite having some pressure.
Yeah, exactly that. You know, as we see some fresh legs for both squads take the ice, but you know, there's an odd man rush or two on that, you know, that last push for the Golden Flashes. But then you see the captaincy and the maturity of Zach Soy is, you know, top defenseman, arguably is a strong. You know, there's a quick shot from Jace Rurick. But anyways, back to what I was saying. You know, you see the maturity in Zach Soy as the stay-at-home defenseman that, you know, that every team needs, and he certainly does it well.
And I think the difference between elite defenders like that and poor defensive play and turning it over is just that, you know, the way you handle your stick, the way you handle yourself in your own end. And the Crimson Hawks have excelled on all levels in that category in their own end. They keep the puck in front of them. That, of course, got to contribute to Coach Hanzo, the defensive coach of the Crimson Hawks. 40 years coaching, certainly knows what he's doing, and this defensive unit looking well-oiled, but not on this shift, though. A shot going over top. Seen away, and the Crimson Hawks take it through the neutral zone. Even when they give up those shots, very quick to get it back down the ice as Miller circles it. Thought the defender went the other way, and he sent one deep. It was intercepted. A bouncing puck finds its way all the way out to Sanchez, or just out of reach, I should say. Dumped back in by Kent State. Delayed offsides pauses their entry, but they will get to the puck first. It's Berry in the corner. Takes a hit from Hambling. He steps up on the play, and Eric Hambling with a poke check to find the stick of Ziemba, and he gets it out of the zone. And there is the defense doing exactly what I said, keeping the puck in front of them and staying with the play.
Exactly that. Yeah, you know, these pairs, they're just absolute pests on the ice. You know, you can't turn one way, left or right, without a single Crimson Hawks jersey, you know, being on your back. And Eric Hambling certainly replicates that for sure.
Great defensive zone play for the Crimson Hawks over the last couple minutes. Kent State has occupied most of possession since the IUP most recent goal. But the Crimson Hawks have been skating with them in their own ends and not allowed a lot of prime opportunities. Now it's Adams. Jordan Adams sends one into the middle. Malloy, the intended target, had the stick along the ice. Now it's Hambling on the backhander, sends one wide of the net. Puck all the way up. Controlled by Miller. Bryson Miller has his shot blocked, and Soy with an elite play there on defense. Keeping the puck, what did I say, in front of him and getting it back up ice. Came out of the zone, and they whistle, elbowing. The call against Chase Malloy. Plenty of words from the official for the IUP winger as he sits for 2 minutes, and this is the second man advantage for Kent State of the evening.
Yeah, definitely a rare location for Chase Malloy. You don't see him, you know, in the box often. He's a pretty clean player on the ice, but you know, he'll sit for 2 minutes here for elbowing, and you know, yet again, take another look at the penalty kill for the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, looking up and down the roster, it's hard to find a Crimson Hawk that doesn't excel at two-way play. But Malloy certainly not one of them. He is a penalty killer through and through, and the Crimson Hawks forward group will have a challenge in front of them without number 7 to kill off this penalty. They are 1 for 1 on the penalty kill tonight. As a second opportunity for Kent State. Their first one came at the end of the first period, and even during the power play, the Crimson Hawks had pressure in the offensive end. It's Creighton controlling around. Good play to step in there by Landgraf, and able to finish the clear was the defenseman Sean Donovan.
Yeah, like you said, Landgraf tonight, the 13th forward, and certainly a gritty player at that. And you know, he's going to utilize the ice, you know, to his best ability whenever he's out there, the chances that he gets.
Fairman with a quick shot in the slot, rides high over the net. And Johnston bodies his man, turnover off of the made pass. And Fairman follows the puck around by Beck. Up the wing. Gabriel into the boards after losing the puck, and now the Crimson Hawks clear it down the ice. Gabriel going to the bench, favoring that left arm after that hard collision along the boards. And with 30 seconds on the man advantage, Kent State will start from their own end of the ice. Barry, Jardine on the far side, sending it down. Able to find his way around Hambling, but he bodies him into the boards. Puck still moving, Hambling with an extra hit. And a 2-on-1 for the penalty killers. 10 seconds still. Rierick across for Miller, and that's 2. Shane Miller shorthanded on the one-timer. And a beautiful pass to find the tape by Rierick. And the forwards are cooking for the Crimson Hawks. It's 4-0 in the second period.
Yeah, definitely a good sight for the coaching staff here. You know, it's just a textbook 2-on-1, and you know, the Hawks, Jace Rierick and Shane Miller, I should say, you know, they just execute it to perfection. They wait for the defenseman to lay out and try and block the passing lane. They wait for it, and there it is. Shane Miller again able to bury it behind Nick Beck, the netminder. And the score is now 4-0.
I'm surprised the defender took the passing lane because we know how much Rierick likes to shoot that puck, and he certainly has a dangerous shot. He already used it once for a goal this game, and instead he elected to sauce pass it over to Miller. Just a precise play as the shot the other way, guided away by Paremba. He sees the puck through him, the deflection goes wide. See Paremba, just a huge body in net, but he gets so low to see that puck through traffic, and that is why he is excellent at killing penalties.
Yeah, and you
That's
know,
another.
they say it often, but you know, your goaltender should be your best penalty killer.
Fairman hesitates, takes a low shot, still loose in the skate. Fairman was taken down, but no call. London takes a stick up high, Rierick takes a shot, and the whistle as the puck goes out of play will signify the Crimson Hawks' first advantage of the evening. London still shaken up after taking the stick blade up high.
Yeah, a lot of action there in that last 15 seconds or so. You know, the puck dropped into the offensive zone for the Hawks, and some bodies flying. You know, the coaching staff again looking for more calls that were called. You know, I should say, but looks like it's just going to be one that is addressed.
Yeah, they wanted the call on the obviously the Fairman play where he went down, and like you said, they didn't get it. But the play against London, when a player goes up and, you know, a stick play like that, and a player goes up and reaches for his head area, you 9 times out of 10 know what happens. And the referee's getting the right person as they send one man to the box for Kent State.
And it's going to be number 24, Brian Odstrickle, that's going to sit here for the Golden Flashes.
Never mind.
And I guess I stand corrected as they swap him out, and it'll be number 22, Chasten Sealing, that will sit for 2 minutes. And looks like we're going to take a look here at the power play.
Odstrickle and Sealing, both defensemen for Kent State. I think they would rather have Odstrickle out there, the experienced man on the blue line. He will sit to start off this penalty kill, but would not be surprised if 24 ends up hitting the ice. The opening faceoff for the power play successful for IUP. Ziemba moving at the point to Rierick. Jace Rierick sends one into the slot, and it was deflected by Miller. No avail. Ziemba across for Rierick. Back out to the point, Ziemba. Rierick with the shot finds the glove of Beck, and after bobbling, he will glove it down. 1:36 to go on the power play and 9:10 to go in the period.
So yeah, we're going to take a look here at this power play. It's a 5 forward look. Oh, well, no, excuse me, 4 forward look is Kyle Ziemba now on the ice. But you know, they're no stranger to the offensive zone, and they don't mind having only one defenseman out there. And you know, they will just maintain the pressure that they've had throughout the game.
Especially, like I said earlier, when you have so many players that have defensive knowledge, most of them are also goal scorers as well. It really makes for a smooth power play. That being said, Crimson Hawks having trouble gaining the zone as they are just about halfway through their man advantage. 8:35 showing in the period. A minute left on the man up. Rierick sends one off the boards, tried to find Johnston. Adams tried to track that puck, and Ziemba couldn't get to it as it was sent up the near side, and Paremba controls for IUP. 40 seconds on the opening power play. The Crimson Hawks night.
I'd just like to mention real quick, also Shane Miller skated off the ice, you know, wincing in pain a little bit. He looked like he was holding his hand, so you know, you only hope that he's all right. Is definitely a score for the Hawks, but
yeah, I didn't catch what actually banged him up, but I can guess where he was playing on the power play. That slot area, take a ton of contact, especially if the puck's in the area. As it's Fairman trying to poke one ahead, a turnover. But he's able to recover it himself and send one as far as the referee. It deflects into the zone. So the Crimson Hawks not too successful on their first power play as Miola keeps it in at the blue line. Down to Malloy. Chase Malloy takes the invitation to the goal and sends one over top. And now up the wing on the Golden Flashes. Back into the middle, one-time shot, deflect and save by Poremba. Off of the one-time shot from Falkowski. And puck sent back in.
A scary one at that, you know. It's always scary, especially from up here, as a goaltender freezes after a shot. You know, that means they don't know where it's at. But he stopped that one and just hoping it wasn't behind him, and it was not the case.
Well, that big frame of his certainly helping to keep things out. As now the Crimson Hawks the other way. Miola steps up around the defender. It was a nice play by the forward to keep it alive, but the puck turned over in the slot and sent back the other way against the Crimson Hawks. Now big body colliding there. It was Sanchez throwing one on Donovan in the corner, and the ensuing puck battle results in a clear for IUP. It's Hoffman getting on his horse and catching up to the puck. Behind the net, Hoffman pokes one, still keeping it alive as he's doing work on the captain, and Creighton takes him down. That's going to be a penalty against Kent State. So just as they kill off one-man advantage, the Crimson Hawks go to their second of the evening. Even worse, Kent State losing their captain for 2 minutes.
Yeah, and we see the true mindset there from the fourth line. Of course, Caleb Hoffman, the quick-footed, quick skater, and Caleb Hoffman, of course, he beats out the legs of the Golden Flashes on that loose puck and just causing chaos down below the net. And of course, the coach can't complain whenever you draw a penalty. And take another look here at the power play for the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, skill hinges on your ability at hand-eye coordination and being able to and getting your stick on the puck, and that is something that Hoffman has really shown in excellence in his time so far at the Crimson Hawks, and able to find that puck in traffic, and he was able to draw the penalty, resulting in Rearick's opportunity the other way, found the outside of the net. Yemba pokes one down, finds Miller back on the power play unit. Siemba this way, Rearick with a shot. Maddox Rearick denied, but Miller scores! That's a hat trick for Shane Miller. And the Crimson Hawk faithful blocking the view of the goal, but it counts. 5-0 for IUP as they convert on the man advantage.
Yeah, and they say hockey players are truly the toughest athletes out there. Earlier he skated off the bench and with a minor injury, but of course it didn't affect him there as he buries his third of the night, and the score is now 5-0. But you don't really ever see a hat trick that early in the game. It's still only the second period,
Yeah.
and he's maybe a little bit hungry. He's still hungry for more, maybe. But it's 3 for him now, and like I said, 5-0 here.
And that was Jace Rearick on the assist as well, right?
I believe so, and that would give him his second point of the night.
Yeah, Rearick's been lighting or setting things up for Miller all evening.
Yeah,
of course, they connected shorthanded most recently before that goal, and then
third point. It's Rearick's third point.
Yep.
So, of course, coaches are happy that their top 3 forwards are executing and performing how they should, and certainly a key factor in the game so far. With three of the 5 points that are on the board.
The Crimson Hawks have had blowouts this season. They've had shutout wins, and they've put up good goal totals. But a lot of the goals coming from different producers, and now it's Hoffman heading into the zone as he got an opportunity and was taken down. He is slow to get back up. 5:11 to go in the period. The score, again, 5-0 in favor of IUP. But like I said, the Crimson Hawks normally finding a wide range of goals from a wide range of players, and tonight, different script. A player with 3 goals, and of course a player with 2 assists with a goal as well. So a lot of points coming from just 2 players, and like you said, the coaches have to be happy that their expected star players are producing, and they have so far tonight. Hit on the far side. Puck comes this way, and a bouncing puck will enter the IUP zone. 3-on-1 for Kent State. Beautiful defensive play to take out the pass by Hambling, and shutting it down was Poremba. 1-on-1, and Poremba flashing the leather to keep that out of the net.
And a little finesse on that save from from Shane Paremba is again, like you said, one-on-one in the in the high slot. But of course, Paremba says no, and the score remains.
Yeah, the defensive play by Hambling as well. That big body defenseman getting along the ice and taking out the passing lane took that 3-on-1 advantage into basically a one-on-one. And of course, Paremba came out on top. Now it's Salo with a shot into the center of Beck's padding. A stoppage just over 4.5 to go in the period.
Definitely an eye-widening sight there for Nick Beck is, the heavy shot of Evan Sala, all alone cutting across, but certainly a sigh of relief from Nick Beck as that shot was kind of right into his, right into his wheelhouse, right into his stomach, but definitely a scary one.
Yeah, when number 6 is taking shots from the point, it sounds like a gun's going off in goal when it hits the pads, let alone that one from point blank. Certainly not an easy stop, but he made it. Now the other way off the post is Avellino. As Kent State that close to making it a 5-1 game, a whistle as the net came off its moorings.
And like I said, a sigh of release on this side of the ice and a sigh of relief on the other side of the ice for Shane Paremba. There you go, there he's thanking his post there as puck hits the crossbar and stays out for him.
We'll see if that little love tap will bring him any more luck this evening. Not that he needs it. He has been stellar for the Crimson Hawks, and just his ability to get across the ice and move side to side is virtually unmatched. I don't see a ton of opponents doing that, and he has just been a staple in the IUP net so far this season. Again, this is his 3rd start. His 2 starts so far resulted in a shutout. We'll see where this one goes. Just over 4 minutes to go.
And like you said, it's definitely a trait that coaches try and teach, but I feel like it's one of those traits that you just can't teach, and it's his concentration and also his elite lateral movement that he has just from post to post, and he does a great job, especially on those odd man rushes where it's sliding across the crease. But he does a great job, and of course, Coach Joe Hanzo and Dominic Glavich, they're excited to see what else he can do. Another one there, quick shot off the face-off, and just doing a great job between those pipes for sure.
You can see how nonchalant he is. I mean, making saves, whether it's a shot coming in from the blue line or it's a 3-on-0 right in front of the net, he is calmly able to find the puck in most of the scenarios, and he has been there tonight so far. Long pass this way. I think it was intended for London. Either way, the clear will get down the ice. Will knock some time off. Both teams electing to keep their guys out there. No change as it's sent back into the Kent State zone. Quick shot by Maddox Rarick, patted away.
And a little bit of a bouncing puck there. We both kind of jumped up here as it kind of got up on Nick Beck quickly there, but of course he stands tall there, and we'll see another offensive zone face-off for the Crimson Hawks.
Yeah, those bouncing pucks are really 50-50. I mean, they are so 50-50, and that is why you have to get excited for an opportunity like that. Just the hint that it might go in, and of course the Crimson Hawks have had puck luck on their side. Had a couple good bounces their way, a couple bounces against Kent State. Of course, Miller's second goal was a little far from conventional, but again, they don't ask how, just how many. And that answer is 5 for the Crimson Hawks so far this evening. Into the slot, chance shut down, and a beautiful defensive play. Getting back to make that one another time was Donovan, as he has been locking down the defensive end of the ice this evening. Fairman takes a hit up high, stays with the puck though, and stays on his man. London gets the loose puck, sends it to the middle, and an interception. Back for Ziemba.
And just like you said, it was Sean Donovan that shut down that last drive, and he does, he fits the title perfectly as a defenseman, and he stays in the lanes and strictly defends. So he does a great job, and of course he shut down that drive and just sends the puck down the other way.
And the Crimson Hawks playing very routine game at this point. They're just trying to complete on a high percentage of passes. as it gets sent back into their own end. 2.5 to go in the second period. 5-0 the score for the Crimson Hawks. And 3 goals in the second period have extended the difference between these two teams. Rierick into the offensive end. It's Jace Rierick on the forehand. Sent it to the middle. Johnston one-on-one. And the left-hand shot goes right of the net. Hambling trying to poke that free. Johnston able to track that down and swat one back into the offensive end. Now he gets back up to the puck, swing and a miss on it. And he'll go the other way. Creighton, the recipient of a slash by Hambling, and he will take the honor of sitting on the captain after he goes down to the boards. He knows he's going back to the box for the second time this night. But the Crimson Hawks penalty kill, they've been there.
Yeah, again, he skates back over here with a smile on his face. He knew it as soon as he hit the boards. He stood up and made his way over to the box. But he's definitely the big body that the Hawks have been looking for, and it never hurts to sit a few in the box. But we'll take another look here at the penalty kill for the Crimson Hawks.
You don't normally see that type of action by ex-players on the captain on the other side, but the physical play leaving nobody unaffected tonight. It's Creighton off the ice and back out to the blue line. It's sent to the far side, and play is broken up. Gabriel was the target, and he has been the target on a couple of Kent State passes in the offensive end. The thing is, tonight he has just not produced in the offensive end. He's only had one attempted shot, that one going wide. And now it's Gabriel stepping up, sending one to the middle, and now it's Wild that time with the interception and clear.
And you see it again. If you look over at the bench, you see Coach Glavich, getting the windmill going as he's just trying to get fresh legs out on the ice as quickly as possible. And they're doing a great job here at killing this penalty.
Tie up by Fairman slowed down the drive, but they still make it to the offensive zone. He's able to swat it back into the IUP end to avoid the turnover going the other way, but the Crimson Hawks will control possession and clear it all the way down. As you can see, just over 30 seconds to go in this second period. 50 to go on the man advantage. The Crimson Hawks, if they can continue to play well in the second period, will start off the third period shorthanded as well. A bouncing puck in the corner. This time it comes back free, and it's Fairman. Hunter Fairman one-on-one. The right-hand shot, he picked his spot and found the blocker of Beck. Into the boards he goes, and that will do it for the second period of play. The Crimson Hawks with one shorthanded tally in the second period, 3 goals, and they are looking for another one there at the end, but Fairman unsuccessful. We'll be back with the third period in a bit. Both teams getting ready and set for this third and final frame of this game between the IUP Crimson Hawks visiting the Kent State Golden Flashes. Again, I'm Alex Donaldson. With me, Josh Yates. Josh, 5-0 down heading into this period. Kent State you'd think, do they have their heads down? How are they going to come out in this period? How aggressive do you think they're going to come out in this period? Do you think they're going to be trying to get everything back, or do you think they're just going to passively take it?
I mean, I don't think any coach in their right mind would just be able to lay down in this situation. Their backs are against the wall, so I'm hoping for a good game here, and you want to see them come out with a lot of energy and be aggressive right off the puck drop and try and get them all back. But of course the Crimson Hawks are going to have something to say about that for sure.
Well, they kill off the penalty to start the period. Paremba saw it go behind him. I believe it hit the post. Either way, it stayed in front, and we play on. Now, again, the question I said in the beginning, it might have been a little bit rhetorical, but Kent State's a team where it looks like the more aggressive they get, the more turnovers they're given. And they get a shot there. Another one off the post. I'll keep my mouth shut. Stay aggressive, Golden Flashes.
Yeah, and again, Shane Paremba, he's thanking his post, for second time tonight as that one stays out again. And, it's score yet again remains 5-0.
That was the same post as earlier, too. It was on the glove side. But I guess that love tap did work in that second period, and we see the result in the third. 18:50 to go in the final period of play. The Crimson Hawks heading that into the offensive zone. Again, brought back for an offsides and a neutral zone draw.
And like you said, there's 3 netted in the second period there, and I think the story there is just Shane Miller. That's it. Just Shane Miller was the story there in the second. He netted 3 of his own and was able to obtain the hat trick there. And he's just, again, he's one of your top scorers, top 3 forwards, and performing as coaches hope.
And Miller isn't a guy who's going to, come out and completely wow you every game with a, highlight reel goal. He's a guy who sits there and does his job, consistently shooting the puck, getting to the right areas of the ice, and he did 3 times last period. Again, to notch the hat trick. It feels good not having to worry about jinxing it now that it's finally done.
Yeah, exactly that. I mean, he got the hat trick here, of course, but like you said, week in, week out, Shane Miller, he's the arm that's always there to greet you. He's reliable for the Crimson Hawks. He comes in and, again, like you said, does his job, and of course does his job and does more, of course, tonight.
Yeah, and it's, as much as you say that the story is him from that second period because of those goals, and of course he's going to probably have an underline over this performance tonight. He's played great, but it really feels like an all-round team effort. This team looks like they are connecting on a lot more passes than they did before the bye week. Looks like they've done a lot of work on chemistry and building their lines. And really it looks like every time that the forwards get out there, or defensemen, they're finding their partners on the ice as Adams finds Malloy on the wing. Enters the zone, Malloy with a backhander. He takes a hit and sent the puck wide. Now getting the wheels turning is Sealing. He tried to get it up ice. Instead, it's Malloy getting it up this side of the ice. And to the far side, Boker, the intended target, poked back in the IUP zone. Paremba pats one to the corner. Another one off the wall. And Salo finds Malloy. Leaves it for Adams, and he will dump one down, seeing a line change behind him. The Crimson Hawks get a fresh group of forwards out there. It's Creighton on the far side. A.J. Creighton taking a high shot, and it was the shoulder/glove of Paremba stopping that puck just over 4 minutes into this third period, or 3 minutes into this third period, I should say.
Yeah, Alex, and me and you have discussed it a couple of times, but a huge key factor, especially against a heavy hitter in the Golden Flashes, is a huge key factor for goaltending is to be able to control your rebounds. And Shane Paremba is just great, your top class, grade A. He's magnificent at controlling his rebounds. And again, we see showcase that he's putting on tonight. Another example of it there.
And a lot of players just playing on top of their game this evening. Of course, it's the coach's job to see through it, make the adjustments before tomorrow's game. The Crimson Hawks will head back on the road for another road game tomorrow, but a 5-hole goal here as the puck was on its way out of the zone, and Kent State says they got one more in them. 5-1 the score as Kent State gets one back. Who got on the board on that? It looks like the starter, Max Mudge, and he's been humming in the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, they haven't really been able to establish themselves in the zone, but, you know, of course, like you said, Max Mudge is one of the players that you can see every time he's on the ice is absolutely pouring his heart out, you know, every time he's out there for a shift. And, you know, it's, of course, not good for the Crimson Hawks, but, you know, as a hockey fan, it's good to see that, you know, they got one under their belt and avoid the shutout.
The big-bodied center gets one back for Kent State. Again, he is in the thick of it on the power play, on the attack. No matter what, he is a part of it for the Kent State offense, and he gets on the board on a deflection from the point. Now on the far side, moving up with it and sending it to the near side, I should say. Taking the shot was Barry. So found Paremba, then the glass, then the Kent State defensive zone. A change for both sides.
Yeah, just a rocket of a shot there. You know, it again, like you said, it hit Paremba first, but even with the obstructions and the obstacles, it still slid all the way down to their own defensive zone, and certainly a scary shot because that was a powerful shot.
Until Kent State getting way more aggressive in this third period, and they are controlling the puck despite the change in pace and play. Huge hit on the near side. Rierick, the recipient, and a whistle will pause play. Rierick slow to get up. You can see that helmet is off kilter on his head, so the contact did come up high. A worrying sight for IUP as one of their top forwards will take a breather.
Yeah, again, he skates off on his own, so hope he will be all right for his next shift, as it's number 22, Chasten Sealing, that will sit for the Golden Flashes here.
Oh.
He'll be sitting for 2 minutes, and we're going to take another look here at the power play for the Crimson Hawks.
That power play firing at 50% tonight. And we'll see how that result changes with this power play opportunity. Adams from the face-off dot. Back to the point, Fairman. London. All right, for Fairman on the line, he kept it in. And Malloy stripped the puck off and kept possession for the Crimson Hawks. Cross for Fairman. He had to reconsider as the defenseman got in the lane. It's Malloy with a one-timer, deflects wide.
Again, we see another example of one of the not so bigger guys, but of course he is a monster of a shot as well.
Fairman moving around here, making it dangerous in the offensive end, gets it across, and Adams, the intended target. He gets the puck back, though, stepping into the slot, one-timer and an empty net for Chase Malloy. It's on the board, 6-1 in the Crimson Hawks power play, 2 for 3. As Kent State doing everything to keep that out of the net, and the Crimson Hawks there to bury it.
Yeah, and a little off your screen there, but Nick Beck just a little down in the dumps after that one, because again, he's doing everything that he can, and it's just unfortunate sequence of events for him as the puck sliding across his crease, and can only do so much. But as we see there, it looks like they're going to switch out their goaltenders, and it's going to be the end of Nick Beck's night.
As Beck enters screen left, he will exit the game, and he has just been the recipient of perfect passing by the Crimson Hawks tonight. And a lot of these opportunities are chances that Beck did not have a chance on, and he is showing his frustration as he goes down the tunnel. I certainly do not blame him. He has faced a high percentage of great opportunities by the Crimson Hawks, as their offensive game plan has just been stellar and executed to perfection. Hoffman using the speed to get around one man when he couldn't catch up to the puck as it was batted to the corner and back into the IUP zone. Soy controls. Long pass up ice from the Hawks captain results in a stoppage of play. 13:40 to go now in the third period, and the score 6-1, a goal apiece in this period.
And as we mentioned before, we're going to see a new netminder for the Golden Flash. It's going to be number 29, Patrick Christo, and this is his first appearance here this season as a Golden Flash. He's standing 5'11", 207 pounds, and he flashes again, looking for maybe a different set of eyes to be able to stop this Crimson Hawks offense.
Yeah, sometimes changing the goalie is not always about the goaltender's play. It's about changing the momentum, too. Hopefully the Kent State Golden Flashes can hear that and realize it in the midway parts of this third period. Sent this way. Ostrich will try to send it up, but instead it's Rearick sending it back to the offensive end. He jarred it loose, and Miola sent it to the far side. A turnover. Wild doing a great job to track that puck down. Not a goal scorer, but he tracks down those two-way plays, and he makes him in the neutral zone to send the Crimson Hawks the other way. It's Hambling following the puck. Took a body in the corner. And the puck back out to Ziemba at the point. He was moving across, but the defense doing a good job at staying in the shooting lane. Did not have an opportunity on net. Back out for Ziemba. Rearick. Hambling. Puck staying really out high, but it's Eric Hambling with a goal to make it 7-1 against his former team.
And definitely Eric Hambling is excited after that one as he just, lets a missile through from the top of the face-off circle, and it just finds the corner past Christo. And again, like we said, he's definitely happy as he, nets one against his former team and scores 7-1.
It will certainly take that. That's not only his first point of the season, it's his first point as a Crimson Hawk, and he finds the glove side of Christo. Honestly, for his shot, left-hand shot from the left point, that is a heck of a snipe. I don't know if Christo just misjudged it. Hambling just found it upstairs. Either way, it's a 7-1 game in favor of IUP. Yeah, aggressive to play that.
Of course, just an awesome shot, like we said. But, that play is not made, or that goal is not scored without the setup from the offense. Just completely through the zone. There's another stop for Shane Paremba off the shot of J.J. Creighton. But like I was saying, that play doesn't happen without the offensive passing, But it was almost like the puck was kind of on a string between the Hawks jerseys. It just, a Golden Flash stick was just unable to find it, and they were finding every passing lane that they could, and of course it led to the shot, and scores now 7-1.
Yeah, not every shot is intended to find the back of the net, and I don't think that one was as well. It was just a floater sent in from the point. I was actually just going to talk about how, the puck was moving a lot on the outside and high on the ice. It's not a dangerous area, but Hambling proved me wrong with the 7th Crimson Hawk goal of the evening. Fairman with a nice poke check, but they still control. 11.5, and a beautiful shot from the near side. Getting on the board is Reese Mills as he picks his corner from the faceoff dot. Through traffic, an impressive goal there for Kent State.
Yeah, just as we were talking about snipes from Hambling, they wanted to get in on the conversation, and like you said, it's Reese Mills that finds a spot and makes the quick decision to fire it from where he was at, and Paremba was just unable to stop that one.
That is such a hard shot to take. Again, there were bodies in the area, people blocking, and Paremba shaking his head. He might not have seen the shot too. Very much possible with how many white jerseys were in the paint, or in the area, I should say. Moving around and trying to break free was Avellino. He has it poked off, and it's Adams into the offensive end. Looking for Malloy, sets him up, and the shot going left of the net. Adams throwing the body. He jars the play, but Kent State continues to move up. Sent for Mudge, and the shot patted away by Paremba. The rebound coming out to the high slot and controlled by Kent State.
Now, I want to go back to that last play from Jordan Adams because, again, as a hockey fan, that's just a fantastic play to see. You know, the puck might not have found the net, but, you know, again, he's a pass-first mentality, of course, and finds Malloy, again, who was unable to bury it. But instead of, you know, exiting mentally out of the play, he turns around, comes back, and lays a hit right in the neutral zone. Then the puck goes down in his defensive zone, and he stays with it and lays another hit. So, you know, just a great play style and great mindset from Jordan Adams.
A good defensive play there by 27 Johnny Gabriel. And we talked about how he's one of the guys to get on the score sheet, but he makes a nice defensive play to get it through the neutral zone. That's what Kent State's needed to do in this third period, and they've executed to an extent. They've only given up 2 this period. And they have gotten pucks to the neutral zone. Perfect case there. The pass off the mark. No icing as Landgraf catches up to it and touches it ahead of Ostrachel. Sent into the slot. Miola was the target. Deflected away. Now a bouncing shot sent in. Landgraf with a textbook screen. But Christo was able to see that all the way and make the stop.
You know, we said it before again, but that, you know, you mentioned in the bye week that it is pretty evident and pretty visible that this Crimson Hawks team has been working a lot on connectivity and you know, molding as lines. And you saw it there. You know, Braden Landgraf was down below the net and he was calling for the shot. And Burkett just fired it and he got the tip. But that's just what I mean by the play style and the playmaking that up and down the roster this Crimson Hawks team has.
Yeah, all that training, even the extra morning skate that went on this morning before they even got on the bus, all part of their commitment to this program and making sure that they can continue to defend their divisional title against their first divisional opponent. Again, since they are playing in the division, they will play again, but these two teams won't meet until they are back in Indiana on February 7th, 2025.
So definitely a long break, as you mentioned, and a lot of time for both of these coaching staffs to kind of reevaluate. And you think the Crimson Hawks are going to probably stick with the same game plan, but you know the Golden Flash is obviously trying to change it up and get the edge over the Hawks. As we see the hand go up from Stripes, and we wait to see what the call is.
Creighton, the guilty party, his second infraction of the night. He gets away from Rurick on his way to the box, and he will sit for another 2 minutes, as they will be without their captain to kill off this 2-minute power play. The clock heading back into the Kent State zone. We'll see what lines come out for IUP, and here's your 5-forward group here.
5-forward look. Yeah, exactly that. And we've mentioned Hunter Fairman has experience playing as a defenseman, so you know it's definitely a key player to have on this power play because you know he can take it both ways and he can stay home and he can also fire it as he's calling for the puck right now, right up at the point.
Just under 9 minutes to go in the period. Fairman with a shot as he wound up and rocketed one to the left of the goal. Now the rebound all the way back down to the IUP end. Fairman getting the edge and getting the puck. Malloy, cross ice. It deflects off of a Kent State stick into the zone. Ostrachel bodied on the behind the net by Malloy on the far end of the ice, and he will receive a complimentary hit as well from the receiving party. Fairman takes a shot, finds the glove of Christo for a quick save. And the Crimson Hawks with plenty of possession on that last drive, just not too many shots. And it looks like two players will be headed out.
Plenty of possession, like you said, and definitely plenty of words also being exchanged after the play. Is again, Malloy is going to sit. Like we said, it's a rare sighting, but you know he's not gonna put up with the shenanigans that were going on after the play. But again, we're going to see two guys sit, and we're going to yet again take another look at the power play.
Yeah, it will remain a 5-on-4. The time 10 to go in the period. Ziemba working to Rierick. Defense stepping up, taking away his passing option. Now he finds Jace Rierick as he cycled to the point. And the puck will bounce back to Rierick. Behind the net, it's Johnston. Rierick back out to the point. Ziemba back to Rierick. At the top of the faceoff dot, he steps in. To the opposite faceoff dot, Rierick goes. I thought he was going to go for the wraparound. We've seen it a couple times this year. He elected to pass, and the turnover to the neutral zone. The Crimson Hawks will regain control. Well, back are the Golden Flashes, and a high shot sent into the glove of Paremba. That will be a clear, and with 15 seconds on the power play, it looks like the Crimson Hawks will get back to 50% on the power play this evening, as they fail to convert on the most recent man advantage. It's Soy moving into the offensive zone. Puts the brakes on across a beautiful feed, and Hoffman sent one over as it was deflected by a defender in his face. Now a long stretch clear here. I don't think the defender realized that the penalty had expired, but that it has. So icing against Kent State, and the tired penalty killers will have to stay out there for another shift.
And like you said, we're right back to full strength. And like I said, it is full strength, but it really does not feel like that way, because the ice is definitely tilted towards IUP, and they're just getting the puck deep and maintaining the offensive pressure that they have the entire game.
They've been a lot more selective with their shots this third period. Whether that be because of the aggression from the Kent State defense or just their game plan on closing this one out. They continue to play on 6.5 to go in the third period, and the Crimson Hawks still up 7-2. Miola forcing it into the offensive zone. Now it's Hoffman giving it ahead to himself. Oh, he was able to track the puck twice. And if he had gotten it again, it would have been a prime opportunity. But instead, it's Kent State, and the shot sent up high. Coming from Avellino, but it's denied. Back in, off the pad. Crushing hit behind the net. Miller's shaken up, and he receives an extra hit. The referee witnessing that. The camera caught it as well. And the Crimson Hawks will get back to the man advantage. A couple of consecutive penalty kills for Kent State, and that is definitely not on the order list in getting back on this game.
And just as I mentioned before, it's that it was kind of a mix of the fourth line and the front line. There were some guys that were in the midst of a shift, but it was Shane Miller and Caleb Hoffman that were both behind the net down low, and yet again being pests as they are. And of course, he was able to draw that one right in front of the eyes of the stripes.
And I was surprised on that play because Miller was behind the net, and like you said, he had a ton of physical contact. He was the recipient of it, even though he didn't touch the puck, and he came away with it a little shaken up. I was confused, and then that extra hit afterwards is what absolutely did it. Confirm the penalty. And the Crimson Hawks back to the power play. I think they've actually earned more than Kent State has. Not tied in that category. Anyway, the Crimson Hawks continuing to play. They have it in their own end at Ziemba. Well, a little bit more passive in getting up the ice, but the pass on the money. And he finds Jace Rierick. Ziemba walking the point. Rierick drops it back for Maddox. Rierick down low. Jace Rierick shot. Couldn't get all of it. Fanned on the shot as the bouncing puck stays in the zone. But then it's fired down into the glove of Paremba. And that's his two most recent saves have been clears by the penalty killers.
Yeah, that was a clear, but that was a laser out. That was from all the way down the other zone, but that was just a frozen rope all the way across.
Yeah, both teams slinging that puck with some extra zip on it. And with 4.5 to go in the third period, the Crimson Hawks just trying to close this one out, as they'll send this one into the offensive end. Trying to get something started on the power play. Instead, it's the Ford coming away with it. It's Gilway on the far side. He's bodied by Fairman. And he steps up. Gilway able to body him off was Fairman, and that is the type of physical play that is just, you can't replicate it.
Yeah, no, it just shows how tough he is as a player. He's one hand he's fighting off a defender, the other he's carrying the puck all the way into the zone,
And still progressing forward.
Exactly that. Yeah, definitely a player that the Hawks coaching staff love to have on their squad.
And he will elect to just hold on to the puck for the remainder of the power play. We'll see if he moves it, and that he will. Batting it down was Boker for Adams. And Malloy, the intended target on that feed. That's Boker poking for the puck. Gets it to Malloy. Back for London, who gets a one-time shot off. And Donovan now sending one wide of the net. One riding high and to the right. But it's Boker intercepting the clear attempt. And the center still causing problems in the offensive end. As another turnover, this time it's Malloy getting it out. London this way to Donovan. Takes the shot, another one riding high, and now a 2-on-0 opportunity. Stepping up for it is Avellino, and his shot, the whole opportunity just goes wide. And those chances are the types of chances that the Crimson Hawks have converted on, and that's why they have this type of lead. 2.5. Soy following suit. Same thing that Fairman did of taking down the seconds behind the net. It's going to be Donovan cycling back now. And he has a nice move. Pokes the puck to nobody in particular, though. And it's a turnover in the IUP end. Just over 2 minutes to play in the period. Sent through the middle. Nobody there. Hoffman first to touch the puck, and he gets the bounce. It's another thing that the Crimson Hawks have been playing well in. They have been playing that puck off the boards to a T. They have just been knowing where that puck is going to bounce and getting there, whether through physicality, speed, or both. They have just been on the puck everywhere this evening. Under 2 minutes to play.
I was just going to say just that. Hockey's one of the few sports that, there's no really out of bounds except for above the glass. And you have to be able to use the boards to your advantage, and certainly something that the Crimson Hawks have been working on. And again, there we go. We see some of the skating from the big man, Eric Ambling, and he skates like he's about 6 inches shorter than he actually is.
I'm surprised with the performance he's given the fans tonight. There's no sarcastic boos heading 20's way. But I guess the home team not finding as much comedy, as they would much rather focus on that physical play and the neutral zone. Hits on the blue line. Both teams starting to collide a little bit more in this third period. And while it's not a 2-game series that will be completed tomorrow, it will be a 2-game series completed before the end of the season. And I cannot wait to see how these two teams marinate and end up looking when they come to face each other again in February. The physical play is blocked in front, but on the near side, a fight breaking out. Man, they're getting the best view of it. Who's in there? Can you see? It's Landgraf.
Oh, Braden Landgraf, right in the middle of it. Not really ever the guy that you would expect to be in the center, but it looked like he had enough of the shenanigans that, like I said earlier, they were going down earlier in the ice, but it looks like still they're exchanging some pleasantries. And Spencer Johnston, of course, one of the guys that's always in the middle.
Yeah, he still has a jersey.
There's our guy, Eric Ambling. Certainly had a fun night. Looks like everybody's going to get a piece here in this scrum.
And the Thunder rolling into Kent State is the IUP bench showing their frustration. Again, they were the ones with the best view of it. It even distracted me from the clock. It ticked all the way down on the graphic.
So it looks like it's just going to be a complete new set of guys that are coming off the ices. Of course, there's going to be some discussion down here with the officials, but we'll wait to see and hear what the verdict is. But man, we only got about 45 seconds left on the clock, but that was exciting.
Yeah, the Hawks' MO all season has been playing big. Whether you're playing bigger than you are, playing to your size, or just overwhelming your opponent, they have done that, and nobody has exemplified that more, arguably, than Braden Landgraf tonight. Of course, earlier he had that huge hit in open ice, completely caught everybody like by surprise, and then he comes out and is in the thick of it, getting involved with that scrum.
And it's just that, I mentioned earlier he was the 13th forward here tonight, so he's just working in with whatever line that he could, and certainly was not taking any shifts off, any ice time off. He's getting on here and he's laying bodies, and again, a small guy, but right in the middle of all of it.
Now the two teams gathering back at the neutral zone for the face-off. 47 to go in the third period. 5 goals the advantage the Crimson Hawks have. I think both coaches would rather just tick off the clock than grab any more jerseys before the end of it. But it's Miola moving into the offensive end, trying to backhand one into center. The net is off its moorings. We'll see if the netminder will affect that. You can see that on your camera or on your TV screen. A little bit of contact there between Miola and the defender. So some extra pushing and shoving. With 12 seconds left, a turnover in the IUP zone. And the opportunity goes to the boards on the near side. Poked at the neutral zone, sent back to the IUP end, and that will do it. Crimson Hawks come out with a 2-0 advantage in the first, 3 goals in the second, and 2 in the third. To come away with the 7-2 victory.
I was just going to say, what a game here for the Hawks. They advanced to 5-2 on the season, first conference game, first conference win, and of course we have to discuss the 3 stars as always. And we discussed it a little bit at the periods, but I think our 3rd star has to go to Shane Paremba. He led up 2, but besides those, he was just lights out as always. And he's got to get a star for sure. Because of that, our 2nd star, I think it's got to go to Jace Rearick. He netted one of his own, but he was just on the what's the word here? He's on the delivering side of most of the goals here that were, in the 2nd and 3rd period. And of course, the 1st star has to go to Shane Miller. He got the hat trick tonight, and like we said, a great guy to have week in and week out. And these Hawks are definitely celebrating after that win.
Those celebrations all around as the Crimson Hawks fire on all cylinders, scoring, physicality, even dancing. The Crimson Hawks brought it all to the table tonight. And we'll be back in action tomorrow afternoon at 6 o'clock as the Crimson Hawks will take on JCU. We'll get on the road, but until then, we thank you for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow afternoon. See you then.